Hi friends, it's Mari. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you've been here for a while, welcome back. So, some of you guys have been asking, actually just kidding, no one was asking, but I do want to talk about it. And what I want to talk about today is basically the essential tools, my stationery that I actually use for journaling, what I realistically use. And I do have a lot of stuff, but essentially I do have my go-to stuff that I use every single day that helps me do my documenting of my day. And I kind of wanted to share with you what I actually use, and also say that you don't really need a lot. A lot of these things are just to enhance my experience in journaling, but it's not necessarily needed. And so I'm going to show you what I actually use realistically as far as when I sticker journal. And yeah, kind of that. And also go over how July has looked in my journal, as well as setting up for August. I'm already in August as far as journaling, but I haven't set it up as far as like adding stickers and all that stuff. And so we're going to go through how that looks. And then I'm also going to archive the Hiraya Sticker Club August stickers. Now, if you're part of the Hiraya Sticker Club, you guys know that the August sticker download that you guys, the monthly sticker downloads that you guys get is available for you to download and use in your journals. And what I like to do is I like to print off my copy for my archive and also another copy for me to use in my journal, because I do use the stickers that I make each month, and I do use it in my journaling. So that is what we're going to do today. I don't know how long this is going to take, but you guys, if this isn't your first rodeo, you guys know it might be quite a while or not. We'll see. Okay, so let's get started. All right, I guess first things first that I want to kind of go over is the journal that I use and how I journal. Now, I have been on and off in a Hobonichi weeks. The Hobonichi weeks came into my eyesight back in 2017. I've always loved the size of it and the setup on how it is, where you have your monthly, you have your weekly, and then you have your blank pages in the back. I've always loved that layout, but on and off since 2017 until about the end of 2023 is when I finally became, it was on and off for those years, but by the end of 2023, I finally became consistent in staying in my journal, and I learned what my style was, how I like to journal / document, and how I can make the Hobonichi weeks work. And so like it was on and off from 2017 until 2023. I have many blank Hobonichi weeks, and I'm trying to utilize all those past Hobonichi weeks and other things. I've cut down a bunch of Hobonichi weeks to fit a like ring planner that I converted from Hobonichi weeks, and I've been reusing the paper. And so I've been trying to find creative ways to not have that go to waste. But so finally, end of 2023, I finally became consistent. And in 2024, I was in the Hobonichi weeks all year. But then, and then 2025 as well. But then in 2026, I decided to go to the A6 Techo, which if you've been here for a while, you guys know the story of it. But Long story short, it came into my lineup and I ended up using it for the first part of this year. And while I do absolutely love using the A6 Techo, I am just not a writer. I prefer documenting my days using stickers and just using little blurbs, not so much writing, if that makes sense. And so the A6 Techo has been just a little bit too much space for me when it comes to that. But I do loved the time that I was in the A6 Techo, and then finally mid-year, with the help of the Hiraya Sticker Club, they convinced me to just do what I want to do and just go ahead and go back to the Hobonichi weeks, because they know, and I knew that I would be better off. I'd be much more happier in those terms. And so, as you can see, this is how I journaled, but again, I'm just not a writer. I don't like filling my pages with words because sometimes I feel like I just repeat myself over and over again. And that's one thing why I like sticker journaling in the way that I do, is that even though I say things over and over again, I could swap out the different stickers and it has a little bit more visual interest and it's a little bit more exciting, because I don't know if it plays into the fact that I'm an Aries, but I just need something fun. I like change, to an extent, but I always like experiencing something new. And I think that's the reason why I like so many things, is because I like to experience different things. And so yeah, so basically that is how I started the year. And then we went over back to the Hobonichi weeks, which I am so glad that I did. And so here we are. We are in the Hobonichi weeks. And before I show you all of this, I guess let's get into the things, the stationery things that I love to use, that I use on a daily basis realistically. I feel like a lot of the things that I do own, I justify buying it because I do like it, and there's nothing wrong with that. But reality, I only use a handful of things when it comes to my journaling, and the other extra things is there if I want it, and that's an option, and I can grab it easily and it's already there. I do like having options, even if I'm not necessarily using it. I do like the fact that when that time, okay, sorry about that. My dog was barking at somebody outside. So like I was saying, what was I saying? I do like the fact that when that time comes, when I have an idea or when I have an itch to like use my stamps or to use other things, that it's already there, versus when I think of something and I want to use it and I don't have it, and then I have to wait. I have to go and buy it and then wait for it to come in. And by then, I don't want to use it. And I know myself, and so that's why I always like kind of prep for my future self. So anyways, all right, so the first things first, obviously, is what I like to use is my journal. Now, obviously, you don't have to use the Hobonichi weeks, but whatever choice that you like, whatever notebook, obviously you need a journal or a notebook. In my case, it's the Hobonichi weeks. And like I mentioned, I do sticker journal. And what I mean by sticker journaling is I like to document my day by using stickers to represent what I'm doing that day. And like I had mentioned, because I am a creature of wanting to have something different. Okay. Sorry, I had to like retape this because it was coming off. But because of the fact that I like seeing things differently, even though my things that are the things that I do every single day is the same, being able to utilize different stickers and different stickers from different designers, from different genres, so different themes, it makes my journaling experience so much better, and it makes me so happy. And so this is how I like to document my day. Now, the first thing, obviously, that I need to journal are my stickers. And so, yes, I do have and I do invest in my journaling or my sticker stash. That's just one thing. Like, some people really love fountain pens and inks. Some people really love washi tape. Some people really love having a plethora of journal covers. In my example, I like all of those things. So I definitely own a lot of those other things. But my main thing that I use in my journaling are my stickers. And so I do have a good amount, but I also have a great organization system when it comes to my stickers, because in the past, when I would just buy stickers, and then next thing you know, I had like duplicates of stickers, more stickers on one subject than the other. And then I had stickers that I don't really use because it doesn't really match up to what I was actually journaling. And so what I mean by that is that, obviously, like, say, for example, with my journaling, I talk about foods, eating, just doing things with my husband. And then I had a whole bunch of like floral stickers, which floral stickers are nice. They're great for decorating, but I'm not the type to decorate my pages. And I don't see myself using a lot of florals to talk about my day, unless like I'm planting a flower or gardening, or I saw a flower that I really thought was beautiful. So that having this sticker system for myself allows me to pinpoint and be more selective when shopping for stickers on what I need to purchase, and sometimes I'd be like, oh, I really like that floral design, but then I have to think back, do I need floral? Do I need flower stickers? No, I don't. So that allows me to utilize that money for something that I actually do need. And so I have a system in place. If you'd like to know more about how my sticker organization, let me know, and I can create like a separate video just about my sticker organization system and go really in depth in how I do it. But I get to make like a long story short. I organize them in these sticker release books. So these are great tools that I use on a daily basis in my journaling to hold the stickers that I use for journaling. Okay. Next thing that I do use for that I use on a daily basis is my mini date stamper. Now, this mini date stamper, I use this every single day. I use it for my journaling. I use it for like sending out mail. But I absolutely love this, and it's already kind of, because I use it so much, it's already, as you can see, it's kind of worn. And this is a self-stamping ink. I just got this off of Amazon. Everything that I'm talking about, I will list in the description box if it's still available. Now, I do have Amazon links that if you click on it, I will or may, depending on, receive like a small commission for you clicking on the link. But that's just another great way to support this channel so we can continue making these videos for you guys. But I love using this. This is a must. I will always use this. And so it doesn't have to be this specifically, but you can use any kind of date stamp. But I just specifically like this one just because it's just compact all in one, and I do love the font on this, which is, if I can find my paper. Speaking of paper, here is another daily stationery that I use every single day. It is the Midori, I forgot what it's called. It's like a paper cube, but it came like super thick. There's like 1,000 pieces, and I've had this since 2022 maybe, and I am barely touching halfway, and it's just one of those things that I love having right on my desk. It's always on my desk, and so whenever I need to swatch something, or if I need to stamp something, this is what I would use. So yeah, so this is another daily stationery item that I love to use and have on my desk for that specific reason. Going back to this stamp, I really like the font on this and just the look of it. And so this is, if I can find my paper. Speaking of paper, here is another daily stationery item that I use every single day. It is the Midori, I forgot what it's called. It's like a paper cube, but it came like super thick. There's like 1,000 pieces, and I've had this since 2022 maybe, and I am barely touching halfway, and it's just one of those things that I love having right on my desk. It's always on my desk, and so whenever I need to swatch something, or if I need to the date stamp that I've always used in my journaling. Okay, I'm just fixing this so we can have it right here and you guys can see. Okay, next up, I would show you the different like specific tools that I use when I journal. And I guess to start off, let's start off with obviously this one. You guys will always see this in my videos because I use this. This is called a tiny pen tote. I designed and created this myself. Not this specifically because I actually upcycled a dust bag to create this version. But typically it's usually like plain canvas or denim fabric, and I created this little pouch for myself because I needed something to hold my my weekly themed pens, markers and stuff like that. And so I created this because I love the look of it when I'm using it. It holds everything that I need and it looks great when it's attached to my notebook. And so this is one thing that I use on a daily basis. I will always have this because it's one of my favorite things. If you're interested in one of these, head over to our Etsy shop. We do still have a few of these, are not actually not our special editions, those sold out. But I do still have a few colors of our original collection. And just to kind of, I guess, shout out for our Etsy shop. It's called the Tiny Planner Studio. And we do shop updates twice a year. One time during the holidays and then another time around spring, summertime. We like to do only a couple shop updates and sometimes we'll sprinkle in a little shop update in between. Like say, for example, when we did the special editions, we just announced that last week. And so we did a shop update. Yeah, so that's just more of, we just do like a couple of updates per year. And so, you might find colors that you want. A lot of people ask for restocks, but, we try to restock certain colors, but it depends on what our local shop has. And so it's going to be different every single time. So if you do like a color, just grab it because I don't know if we will even carry that color again. But anyway, so this tiny pen tote is a daily must for me and I use it every single day, every week and every month. Okay. Next up are the tools that I use. Now, obviously I need a writing utensil and I like to use any kind of pencil, I guess, but right now what I'm using is the Kaweco Special, S in the 0.5. It is a mechanical pencil and I love using this pencil. I think it just looks super, super cute. And I like to use this to mark my lines in my journal. And actually, let me go ahead and bring you guys in. Hopefully that's a little bit better. So I like to use this Kaweco mechanical pencil. It just actually stays right here on my desk. And it's reachable for me. And so I use that. And I also use, whenever I journal, I always pick a pen, like a pen of choice, like ink color, a marker. And the marker that I always like using is the Sailor Shikiori brush markers. They are dual tipped. It is a brush tip on one side and the fine on the other. I rarely use the fine point. I usually use the brush tip. And then I also have a black pen. What I usually use is the Uniball ones. They are my favorite pens to use. And so that is usually like the trio that I use. And then sometimes, depending if I want a different color for my monthly section, I will also have another pen for that. And right now I am using the Kaweco Sport for my monthly writing. And then I am using this Kaweco Collection aluminum in the ruby color that I absolutely love. And so these are the writing utensils that I use on a daily basis. And then I just pop it in my little tiny pen tote, and everything's snug as a bug. And it's right there. So another utensil that I absolutely have to use is this brass tweezer. I got this from Archer and Olive. It had its name here, but it rubbed off. But it's so funny when I first noticed people using the tweezers for their stickers. And at one point I was like, oh my God, why are they using stickers? They could use, or they're a tweezer. They could use they could use their fingers. And it's not like I snobbed at it. It was more of like, I don't get the point. Until one day I was like, you know what, let me try it. And I have not put it down since. And it is such a great tool when I am trying to organize my stickers and put it in the sticker book, as well as taking it out, because a lot of the times my fingers are stubby. And this is like, it gets into it and it just makes it so much easier, especially when I'm journaling. It's a better way to like precisely put stickers in your journal. And so I love having this being part of my daily toolkit. And if I had to recommend one, I would recommend one. There's different ones, but I love a good brass item. And so I made sure that this was brass, and it's just been holding up since I've had it. And I've had it about 2 years now, almost 2 years, and it still looks brand new, and it has aged. You can see all the scuffs and the marks from me using it. And so I love that. Other tools that I use in my journaling that I have to have are rulers, because when I journal, because I don't use the Hobonichi Weeks the way it is intended for, as far as like the horizontal, I prefer vertical when I'm journaling. So I have to draw my lines all the time. And so these are the rulers that I use. This is the Superior Labor brass. I love this. I've had this since 2017, and I just love how it has patinaed over time. I love how thin it is, how sturdy it is. It's just been one of those things. I love how it looks, and it's just been one of those things that I use on a daily basis. And so I do love that. I did get this one. I do like this one. I forgot what brand it is, but I like the fact that it's triangular in shape. And so when I am creating my lines, this little triangular portion kind of acts like a little handle for my hand. And so it makes it a lot more comfortable when I'm drawing my lines. I don't know, I just like the feel of it. And so this has been with me since 2017. And as you can see, it has been used quite a lot. And it has all the markings of like pens, inks, and all that stuff. And so I love this. So this is definitely something that I use. Okay, another tool that I use on a daily basis as far as journaling are a pair of scissors. I am currently using the Tools to Live by. I've had this for quite some time. I do have to sharpen it because it's getting quite dull. And honestly, what I would say about these scissors, I do love the look of it, and it's great for just, on daily things. But if you are cutting or fussy cutting or cutting a lot of things like say stickers, it might not be as comfortable because my hands do start hurting. But overall, this has been one of my favorite scissors, despite that, just for quick things, something that I'm not using, in over a prolonged time. And I just love how it looks, especially, when it's in my journal stuff and it's like that. I think I love how it looks. So this is what I use. Another item that I always use when I'm journaling is a paperweight. And this has been in my life since 2017, and I absolutely love this paperweight. I might have gotten this from Baumkuchen, or maybe from Nico Zakaya stationery shop. I don't remember who, but this is made from Japan, and I just absolutely love the color of it. I am a lover of a deep navy blue, and I love whales, but I love how it looks too when I'm using it. I'm journaling and I need something to hold my page down, and it kind of sits like that. It's just one of those things that I absolutely love. Okay. We are almost close to the things that I, use on a daily basis. One of it is a stamp. Now, my favorite stamp is the Shishihata stamp. I do have a few colors in this, but the main one that I usually use is the black. And this is what I use to do my dates in my Hobonichi, as well as when I'm journaling and I do reach for a stamp that I want to put on my pages. This is what I grab. And this has been in my journaling for the past 3 years. It hasn't dried out. Actually longer than that. Probably since 2018, maybe. I've had this for quite a while and it hasn't dried out, and I've been using it this long. So, but I do have to say that maybe the reason why is because I didn't really use it consistently since 2023. So maybe it's almost at the end of life, but it hasn't been showing that. So, but this is one of my favorite stamps that I use. Speaking of stamps, this is one of the stamps that I use on a daily basis in my journal. It is by the Raw Market Shop Stationery, and this has dates, months, and days of the week. And I love it. It's in this little box. Everything's contained. And this is what I use to stamp my days in my journals. And I love the fact that these are double digits. I don't have to fuss over single digits to create numbers. And I think that's why I love it so much. And of course, I love the font. And so this has been I've been using this since 2023. And then you guys, if you've been watching my videos from the start, you guys seen this plenty of times. And it's until this day, I'm still using it. And I don't think I will stop using it unless the rubber comes off. And then I would just buy another one. But this has been in my stationery daily use, and I absolutely love it. Speaking of other stamps, now stamps, I love wooden stamps. I have a lot of stamps that I use. I would pull a bunch out, but it's on my desk. But I do have this little wooden thing. This actually had some, I think, incense in it. And I just kind of reused it so it could hold the stamps that I use on a daily basis. And these are the stamps that I use. As much as I love stamps, I feel like I don't use it as much as I thought I was going to use stamps, because I have a bunch. I just prefer getting stickers over stamps, but that has not stopped me from buying stamps. Unfortunately, I just love what I love. It is what it is. But I do have some Weather Bear stamps that I use all the time. But recently, like the past 3 weeks, I have forgotten to stamp my weather stamps. But I started again. So thank goodness, because I was missing it. But these are the stamps that I love to use. And so in my journaling, I always like to have like a little container to house the stamps that I use on a daily basis. And then from time to time, I will swap it out. I think it makes it a little less overwhelming because I have such a large collection. Being able to just kind of curate a small amount, it helps me in my journaling process. And so once I feel like I'm bored with this array of stamps, I'll go in and switch out things. So that's a great way to, I guess, if you do have a large collection, is to curate a little small box that you could put right beside you on your desk. So when you're ready to journal, it's right there and you don't really have to think about it. Okay. Another thing, I wouldn't say like I use this on a daily basis, but I thought I would mention it as like a special mention, are my printers for when I am journaling and I want to print out stickers, or stickers like pictures, I do have an HP Sprocket and an Instax, a Fujifilm Instax. I've had this Fujifilm. I have two versions of this, but this is the one that I like to use. This is the SP2, I think. Yeah, it's the Share SP2, and this is the HP Sprocket. I don't think this is the most recent version. I have the older version, but I had to get a new one because it started kind of dying out on me. And this is it. And I just recently replaced it with this one this year on my birthday. And so I like this because whenever I am journaling, I like to use this because it's just so easy. You just get on your phone, have the app open, print out the stickers you want, and it just makes it so much easier. And how it comes out, the HP Sprocket, I like using because the stickers or the pictures are like little stickers, and I'm not going to show you the pictures because I don't like to put my kids' stuff online, but it's like this, and it has a sticker back, and so you can peel it and then you can just easily stick it on your pages. And I like how thin it is, as you can see, and so I love using that. And then sometimes when I want like a different vibe and I want a like a Polaroid, I will use this Instax. And this Instax right now is filled with black Polaroid, so it looks really cool. So when I printed out, I thought I had a picture, but I gave it to my kids already. But it prints out with a black border. And so the only time I like using that, I don't really like using the Polaroids, although I do love the look of it, but it's quite bulky. It's not as thin as the HP, the sticker book, or the sticker photo paper. And so I don't really print as much on here as I do here because this prints a little bit thicker. But I wanted to mention these because although I don't use it all the time, it is definitely something that I have in my collection because I want to make sure that I have the ability to print out pictures because I do journal with pictures sometimes. Okay, last but not least, you guys have seen this, is my washi tape holder. This is a design, an item that I've created a long time ago. And basically, I just upcycled a traveler's notebook and I created this washi tape holder, and it holds these cardstocks and it holds all the washi that I own. And the reason why I love this is because like all the washi that I own is right here. I can see it all, and it's in a compact form. And so even if I'm not journaling anywhere else and it's just on my desk, the fact that I have all my washi tape that I have in this little thing and it's right here on my desk, it makes it so much better. And I can just put the rolls away. And if I run out of a washi tape like this one, I could just refill it. But in this case, the one that was here, I no longer had that roll. I've used it all up, which is a very big accomplishment, if you ask me, when you finish a roll of washi tape. And so I will be adding something different to that one. The only washi tape that I did not put in here, there's 3 of them, and I actually do need to add it here. But is this one, and then there's a blue floral one, and then a green checkered one that I do own, and I don't have it in here. So I'm going to add that here, but I just absolutely love this thing. I use it every single day in my journaling. Well, not every single day. I would probably say like once a week, but this is something that I definitely would keep if I was creating a toolbox of the things that you need to journal to make it a better experience. These are the items. Now, speaking of this washi tape holder, I'm so excited to announce because I've had a lot of people message me and ask me if I can make them one. And I was able to make a few for some people because I had I had leftover scrap traveler's notebook. But in the past, I actually created these and sold it in our old Etsy shop long time ago. And so there are some of these washi tape holders out in the wild that people have purchased from me. And I just haven't brought it back until now, because after that last video, there were a lot of people actually asking if I was going to make it or if I was going to carry it in our Etsy shop. And so I decided that I was going to go ahead and do that. And so I am excited to announce that I will be adding a washi tape holder to the Etsy shop so you guys can have your own. Now, just like our tiny pen totes, it's based on availability. When it comes to making products, I always like to upcycle or use what I have, or if I can find leather scraps that the stores are no longer, like, you know how like they sell the scraps because it's not like a big piece or it's such an odd shape. I prefer getting that. I feel like it's my way of like taking something that might not be used or not get bought because of the size, and allows me to convert it into something that's usable. And in this case, this washi tape holder. So the weight of the leather will vary. The colors of the leather will vary. The types of leather will vary. And so this first batch that we're going to be putting onto the Etsy shop, there's variable weights of leather and different colors. And so this is what we found, me and my husband. And so this is what we're going to go ahead and add to the shop for now until the next drop. But let me show you the ones that we did get. And I'm really, really excited about it because I'll show you. So here are the colors that we got and what we're going to be adding. We have a dark brown color. We have kind of like a warm, like camel color. There is a red color, a blue, and then a black. And so I kind of tweaked this. And as you can see, as mine, I customize it myself. I added stickers to it. I added brass plate. And that is the main thing that we want for you, is that you're going to get a blank canvas and you're going to customize it however you want. And I've seen other people who have bought some of these from us and how they customize it. Some of them are stamped, some have stickers, some added brass plates. It's just really fun. Some added charms. And so that is what you'll get. And it's up to you on how you're going to customize it. But what I'm excited to add is this little hole. Now, if you know our tiny pen totes, everything's thoughtfully designed. There is a little hole so you can hang a charm in there. And I decided that I wanted to do the same thing for these. And so that is what that little hole is for. And that's how it looks. And I think it is just the cutest thing. And if you don't want the hole, you could just probably plug it up with one of those paper fasteners and you just put it in the hole. But I mean, the customization is endless. I added a sticker to this one. It says made in the 80s because I am made in the 80s. And so it's just one of those fun things. So I'm just really excited to be able to offer that for you guys, for you to purchase. So as of this video, if you're watching this, it's in our Etsy shop. So head on over to our Etsy shop. The link is in the description box. And see if there's anyone that you like. And then I also wanted to mention, like I had said, there are different weights. As you can see, these are more on the thin, kind of flimsy side. I believe this is maybe like a 3 or 4 ounce leather. So it's quite flimsy, and some people might like that. There's nothing wrong with that. I actually prefer this one. So we do have 2 in that kind of weight. And then we found a couple that's a little bit thicker, as you can see, as far as the weights go. This one's quite thick. This one's like in the middle, and this is a little bit thicker than this one. And so just make sure when you're shopping, you look at the description, and I will always say, like how much weight this is. I believe this is probably like a 7 ounce weight, and it's quite substantial, and some people might prefer that. there's really no give to it, but some people might like that. And I think over time, as you're handling it, it's going to patina and it's going to get softer, especially if you're handling it all the time. It's going to get softer. So I can only imagine how it's going to get worn the more you use it. And then this one's like, it's not as thick. It has a little bit more give, not as thick. But again, I think this is a 5-ounce one. And so, and like I mentioned, it all depends on what we find. I really don't want to like purchase a whole like slab of leather of a specific weight. I prefer just finding scraps and using things that might not get used by people, and in turn turning it into something useful. And so it's going to vary. But either way, it's all going to handle the same way. I have 8 pieces of cardstock because I feel like that is the most comfortable. Once you start filling it with your washi tape, it's going to get thicker. And I find that about 8 or 9 pages is enough to where it doesn't feel too bulky. And so it'll have that. And then you'll have, obviously, the closure. So, yeah. So that is very exciting, and hopefully you guys will enjoy these as much as I enjoy mine. And but they are available for purchase. So, okay. And that's pretty much what I use on a daily basis that I absolutely have to have in my toolbox when it comes to my journaling every single day. If I didn't have any of these, I mean, obviously I could probably pare it down to like maybe, actually no, I can't pare it down because this is what I need. This is my survival kit when it comes to journaling, to do my sticker journaling. So I thought I would share it with you guys on what I use on a daily basis. Everything else that's on my desk as far as stationery, those are all extras. Those are all like the cherry on top. But these are my essentials when it comes to daily journaling, sticker journaling in my journal. Okay, let me get this all cleaned up, and then we'll talk about how my journal has been looking for the month of July, and we'll set up August. All right, let's go ahead and get that done. So this is my Hobonichi Weeks. It's actually housed in a traveler's notebook that I cut down to fit a Hobonichi Weeks. And over the years, I have slowly added little embellishments on it to kind of make it my own. I've had this since 2018, and it's just kind of evolved into this, and I can't wait to see how it evolves later on. But I currently am using an MDB6 notebook holder to hold my Hobonichi in this place. Now it's not necessary because I did add a pocket here to kind of slot the Hobonichi Weeks in it. This is just to kind of make sure it stays in place, and it's worked. And so I haven't found any other way, and this is just the best way for me that I do like to do. And I am currently using an old Hobonichi Weeks. I am, like I had mentioned before, I've been in and out of a Hobonichi Weeks, and so I had a lot of like blank ones or like half-used one. And so when I decided to come back to the Hobonichi Weeks mid-year, I decided to reuse this one because I absolutely love this cover. It's just one of those things that I'm glad that I'm using because I felt sad that it was on the shelf half used. It was from 2023. It was my health journal. And so what I ended up doing was just kind of washi taping all the sections that had things written in it. And that way I don't turn to it. But that way I could utilize the blank pages. I went ahead and just decorated the front and back. I used a washi tape that I currently, or a washi it's called a washi tape, or like this tape, to decorate the front and back. And I absolutely love how it looks. Okay. And so to go over my monthly pages. The monthly pages I use to track our dinners, not necessarily plan it, but what we actually ate, because we all know you can plan something, but that doesn't necessarily happen when you do decide to eat and it's something different. And so I like to document our dinners. And so that is what I've been using for the month. And so let's go over, let's see how July looked like. And this is the July spread. And I was going with like a purple theme, and I absolutely love it. We did eat out a lot in July, but July was a pretty busy month. And so this is how it looked like. And then when we go into the weekly pages, this is the heart of my journal. I like to sticker journal. And when I say sticker journal, I just like to document my day. And this is the reason why I prefer a vertical layout, because it's just easier time-based to say, okay, this is what we did in the morning, and then work through the evening. And I had mentioned that I don't like to write, and I really don't. I just prefer having just a sticker to represent whatever it is, and then a little blurb of what we did. And so this is how it looked. And see, the July 1st started on this page right here. And what I like to do is I like to, like I said, pick out a theme as far as my writing utensils. And so in this case, I picked a pink marker with a purple pen. And so every week it changes based on my mood, and I like the variety, and I love how different each page looks like. So here's the first week. There is the second week. The third week. The fourth week. Now, this is when I got my new washi tape, and I was just super excited. And so I wanted to use that date washi right here. And as much as I loved it, I do not love it on my vertical. I will just stick it, I'll just use it for my journaling pages, but not when I'm documenting my day. Because as you can see, it took up a lot of space, and a lot of it did not even fit in the vertical space. And so it kind of felt a little bit, I mean, I want to say like my style is pretty messy, and I like that, but I just feel like it just didn't work. So I'm just going to reserve this for my actual journaling pages when I want to write a little bit more. So this is, I think, the last, almost like the second last week of July. And then this is the last week of July coming into August. I love journaling this way. I love documenting this way. And this is the reason why I love the Hobonichi weeks, because I can document and track the things I want to track in different sections. And the back pages is what I love, because when I do want to talk a little bit more and write a little bit more, that is reserved for those times. And for July, if you guys do remember, we did our cover page like so. We did a purple theme, and we will be setting up our August in the same way. And then these are my entries. I have one. So this is the 4th of July. So this is my 4th of July spread. And I don't know if you guys remember my last video when I got the new washi tape. This was the fireworks one, and I was like, I really want to put that in my spread, because originally my spread was only this much for 4th of July, and so I kind of expanded it over here just so I can add that sticker. But so I use these blank pages for my journaling, and so here I have a little junk journaling happening, and I like to do that in the back as well. And so for this month, I've journaled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entries for July. And that's about typical for me when it comes to journal entries. This obviously has some personal information, so I just covered it up. But I love using these blank pages for that. And so for August, this is going to be the cover page, and then these pages are going to be for my journaling, and that's what we're going to set up. And then that's pretty much it. Now, usually I track my my TV shows and movies, and I have not been doing that lately. I think because once I switched over, it's just been one of those things that I kind of abandoned, which is not cool. I need to add this to here. But unfortunately, I haven't really been keeping track. I have this little pocket here for all the movie tickets of shows that we went to go see. I just added one, which was Disclosure Day. I hated the movie. Not good. And I usually keep track of everything we watch, as you can see here. But as you can see, in May, June, and July, that hasn't been the case. I haven't tracked anything. And so I think because it's kind of out of sight, out of mind, and it's in this book, and I'm in this book. Now, I do want to share that I did find this book, and I think there's this is kind of one thing, like I try to do the responsible thing when I have different projects and to try to use up the notebooks that I currently have. But sometimes if there's a specific thing and there's a notebook for that specific thing, I'd rather have it. Just like a reading journal, I have a reading book or a reading, a reading notebook, a reading journal specifically for books that I've read. And so that's in here. And I recently found the film and TV journal, and it's by Moleskine. And I thought this would be great for me to track all the movies and TV shows. There's a section for movies, like so. There's a section for TV series. This section here is for your wish list and favorites. And then there's some blank pages. And I thought this would be perfect. So I have just this one specific book just for that specific version versus putting it in this journal. Will it last? I don't know, but we shall try. But if you're wondering what it is, it's this one right here. It's called the Film and TV Journal, and it came in this little box, and that's how it looks. But I thought it was fun to do. I've had this in my watch list for quite some time, and it went on sale, so I grabbed it. So, okay. All right. And that's pretty much it. Now, let's go ahead and set August up, and then yeah, let's do that so you can kind of see how I set my pages up. Now, I've already started for August. Already, jotting down what we ate for dinner because we are, I believe it's the 6th today. And so, and because I repurpose this, I usually do a whiteout, but sometimes it gets a little bit too fussy for me. And so I just write it over with plain black ink and call it a day. It's not like the beautiful aesthetic thing, but it's, for me, I like to journal for myself. And so if I feel like it being like this is okay for me, then it's okay for me. And I'll show you. But yeah. Okay, so let us go ahead and add some stickers. Now, what color theme that we're going for? I think I'm going to do black. I don't think I did black yet. And I do love black. And so based on some of these, I believe a lot of these are like orange, purple, blues, different blues. So I think I'm just going to do black, a black theme. And because this is the monthly for the dinners, I'm going to look for stickers out of my food category, which is the reason why I do it this way. It just makes it so much easier. Okay, let us find some stickers that are black. And what I love doing when it comes to these themes is that allows me to use up my stickers if I use themes, especially the stickers that I don't use a lot in my journaling. This helps me a lot to use those. So I'm going to go ahead and just cover that. And let's see if we have any other mean, this is kind of like black theme, and I don't drink coffee, so I'll never really use this in my journaling unless I'm talking about my husband drinking coffee. But other than that, this would be a great time for me to use up those stickers that I don't typically use in my journaling. So there we go. All right. What else do we have here? I do see some black. We'll go with that. Just do that. And I think I'm going to put right here on the menu. Usually I put on the menu here, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and add the stickers down this line. Kind of switch it up a little bit. I mean, this is black, so let's go ahead and add that there. Ooh, you know what? Let's look in the people. Oh, here. She's wearing black. Can you see? So we'll go ahead and add her to the lineup. See what else do we have here. There's a black cat. I don't think I'll ever... Oh, you know, I want to keep that for October. Okay, let's look in our other food book. Here's a black and white sticker. Put it right there. Here's another. I guess it's going to be coffee themed because every black sticker I see is a coffee. That's funny. I just need one more photo. One more black sticker. Or I lied. One more. Let's see. Hopefully. Oh, here. This is cute. Milk. There we go. So that is cute. I love how that turned out. And then I'm going to put on the menu. And I've already, let's see, should I do a different color? I'm just going to do brown. Just put on the menu. And then I'm just going to use my black pen to just outline that to make it pop. I'm not very careful with it. I like the messiness look. There you go. Cute. Okay. Now let's go into our... Now, we've already started August, so I don't have to set it up. But usually what I have to do is I have to add my vertical lines and my stamped dates. And that's where my ruler and my pencil and my date stamp comes in. So, but let us go ahead and go into the next. This is what we're going to use as far as the cover page. And since we are doing black theme, that is what I'm going to do. So again, like I always do in my other videos, I'm going to speed up this process so you're not watching me do this for a whole hour. And I will come back once I am all done and we'll talk about it. So I'll leave you here and I will see you on the other side. Okay, we are back. I love how it came out. Again, I love doing this because it allows me to use stickers that I normally don't use and be able to put it in my journaling. And as you can see, I just was picking all the black themed ones. And it's funny because I rarely use animals, and so this was a great time for me to use up my animals and also my washi tape that has like the black theme. And I absolutely love how it turned out. What do you guys think? It is beautiful. And so, yes. Okay, let's go into, let's go over what we came up with. So we have August. We are here, and let's go look at our monthly. So we got our August. And we have our August theme, and I absolutely love it. Now, the only thing left to do is to mark that. That is for August. I can't believe we are in August. That's crazy. Okay, if I can. So I like to tab my sections. It's just easier for me to go to those pages. And in this case, let's go ahead. Oh, am I using the right? Nope. It's not the right one. It's this one. All right, let's go back to August. All right. There we go. And then actually go ahead and get that August. Mark off our monthly section. And where is August? Right here. Oops. All right. We are set up for August, and I am so excited. We are in August because that means my favorite season is upon us. Fall. The Burr months. So yay, I am so excited. Now, I wanted to talk about my Hiraya Sticker Club, but I don't think I have time. But I wanted to show you, if you are not part of the Hiraya Sticker Club, this is the stickers that we was able to print for August. And I usually like to archive it. I do have an archive book for all the Hiraya Sticker Club stickers that we did. And if you're interested in this right here, this is a sticker about stickers that's also in our Etsy shop, along with, what else? We have another sticker. I don't know where it's at. Okay, but usually I archive it. I don't have time to do that. I do have an appointment that I need to go to, but if you are interested, head over to the Hiraya Sticker Club, join, and you'll be able to get some of these downloads. Okay, I think this is it. I think this is everything that I want to talk to about, minus the stickers. I don't have time for that, but I do hope that you enjoyed this little breakdown of the essential tools that I use on a daily basis when I journal, and setting up, looking over my July pages, and then checking out my July pages, and then setting up for August. I do this every single month when we do the monthly check-ins, and so I'll see you guys for the August checkup next month. And yeah, so thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.